Self-promotion and marketing of any kind just feels so icky and it's not enjoyable. So how do we create a content strategy or a marketing plan that's beneficial for our business, but it's something that we actually enjoy and it's productive? Having the middle of that Venn diagram circled is so hard for so many business owners. That's what we're going to be talking about today. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another powerful episode of the Creative Journal Podcast. This is entry number 56. My name is Andy, your host of MMG Design. I'm super excited to be talking to you guys today, and we have a really good topic. This week we're going to be talking about making marketing fun, more enjoyable, something that's not traditionally thought of as fun. Any type of marketing and self-promotion in and of itself is not enjoyable. But I've recently rethought my content strategy as networking and all these traditional means of outbound that I have been doing to grow my design agency have been getting overwhelming. And it really forced me to kind of come back and think like, how can I transmit value in a way that is fun, puts myself out there, shares my work, and really checks all the boxes in terms of self-promotion, but it doesn't do that. It grows the business, but it's also something I'm leaning into doing at the same time. I think a lot of business owners approach marketing as a checkbox task, meaning they don't find a way to enjoy it. They get a content strategy together that they maybe don't enjoy. They know they have to post. They see the value in it. They make a website and they know it's important. So I wanted to find a way to make a marketing strategy that does not so much get through it, but to enjoy it and make it something that you're repeating to come back to every single day. So I'm going to present my 3 pillars to make content and marketing and self-promotion fun again. And this is how I'm applying this to MMG Design. It's my very main driver every single day, building these habits and creating a business where these are the things that I get to do every day and I enjoy, and they're actually productive for the business. So without further ado, let's dive straight on in. But before we do, this week's entry into the Creative Journal reading list with over 100 books on creativity, business, entrepreneurship for business owners is Rich Dad, Poor Dad, a title I have currently read, 336 pages. And my biggest actionable quote from that is, there's a difference between being poor and being broke. Being broke is temporary, poor is eternal. If you guys want to check out this book summary along with a ton of others, all the other books I've read on business, entrepreneurship, and creativity, you can check out the reading list. It's all in a Notion database that I've compiled as I've read these. If you guys want access to that with all the backlinks and cheapest place that I could find to buy it online, you can test drive this book for yourself before you invest all the time into reading and learning it. That link will be in the description. So diving straight into this video, this topic is going to be super punchy, to the point, because I want to make it high value, something you can apply to your own content strategy moving forward into this year. And closing the year out strong, because I always feel like we're kind of reformatting our marketing. If you do a lot of networking, and that's something that you do a lot, it's obviously perpetual throughout the year. It's very, especially more so this time of year, it's picking up a lot. But I want this to be an evergreen sort of self-promotion marketing content strategy where it's also very trackable as successful. So I can see that it's bringing in new people. It's diversified, so it's online and it's in person, has some elements of both. And like I said, it's fun. It's something that I enjoy doing because as I've done these different methods of self-promotion, SEO, content marketing, creating content, podcasting, in-person networking, virtual networking, Zoom groups, Facebook, all these different and more nuanced platforms. You find what you do and don't enjoy, and then you have the stuff that's very marketing focused and is outbound, like email, cold calling, outreach in general is all self-promotion and marketing, but they're obviously not as enjoyable. So these are the 3 pillars that cross all of those boxes and are actually fun. Pillar number one for me is to spotlight others, and that's just a general theme in my work. Pillar number 2 is to showcase your work as advertisements, and pillar number 3 is to build your personal brand on the side of your marketing. And I'm going to go through a little bit on how I'm doing each of these in my business and how you can apply it to yours to make your marketing fun again. So when we talk about making content that makes others the spotlight, really what that is making, if you have a core value of service and you're excited about spotlighting other people, then this should come easy. And it's very much what I've enjoyed doing. And all of these things, by the way, they come from starting something new and unoriginal. They come from starting a new method of marketing in the first place. And for me, that was podcasting. For you, it might be spotlight posts. It could be showcasing your clients, making testimonials about them that feature them as the spotlight. It could look like short clips of past projects that make the client the star. This is something that should be is the centerpiece of a lot of successful small business owners and marketing campaigns, is that they make the other people feel good. The focus is not 100% on their brand. They don't lead with they're not following with a call to action after every single thing. And this is what I've learned to do through the podcast is it checks the boxes of networking, meeting new people, and it creates content from other people coming on the show, and then packaging that up and publishing it in a way that makes them look as good as possible. I think that's just a genuine reframe on how you can approach content and marketing, is how can you make something that's as valuable and makes other people look as good as possible. That's a great frame to go into it with. And that's what I do with the podcast. So whether it's podcasting, whether it's any form of content creation, make it something that uplifts other people and makes them look as good as possible. And by nature of doing that, people will want to share that. People will want to engage with that. And that's what people resonate with. Pillar number 2 is to showcase your work as advertisements, something that we should all do. So whether this is testimonials, whether this is a successful project, if you're in more of a product industry and you're making something tangible, get that visual out there, create that visual association, and be proud of it. So this is kind of an inverse on take 1, is this is where you are focusing on yourself and you get the fulfillment, the self-enjoyment, and the satisfaction out of seeing your work benefit more people, be seen by more people, and get the credit for you. You have to let your work speak for itself. And I think as entrepreneurs and business owners, we get caught up in so much trying to sell ourselves rather than letting some of the work do it for us. And I think that's the best advertisement, is the stuff we've already done. James Clear has this saying of James Clear has this quote. I think he said it in an interview with Jay Klaus on the Creative Science podcast a long time ago. This is a great episode. He said that the most genuine form of self-promotion and marketing is to make cool things and share them with people. And that should be your approach to all of this. And that's my how I'm applying this to my businesses. I'm building things and building campaigns and websites and UI interactive pieces, content that's all focused around what I'm building and doing in a day-to-day setting, and then things that I'm excited about. So if people can get the sense that you're excited by what you do, which you are because you're sharing it, but this is what I love doing, is building cool things and sharing them with other people. And that's a big thing that I'm reframing too. It has the dual benefit because it takes the pressure off of you to constantly sell yourself. And second, it puts other people in the spotlight, going back to point 1. And it's just the best way, most fulfilling way, to an energizing way as well, to go about, putting yourself out there and getting more visibility. So I'd say an action step for this is to look at your recent projects and just find, like, what stories can you tell about them? How can you showcase the value you've provided in a way that's engaging, valuable, and really go in and nerd out on the nuance of them? Pillar number 3 is to build your personal brand alongside your content and your outbound marketing. So if you're in branding, I'm a bit biased because this is how I'm applying it to MMG Design, which is my graphic and web design agency. It's how you can build a brand alongside what you are doing. So if you're someone who really enjoys building a reputation, having a consistent theme, and you're really into the marketing aspect of having that down point, and you enjoy the consistency of building a following, seeing what resonates, view yourself as your brand and your business as the beneficiary of it. We're talking about your personal brand. So you're establishing a voice in this industry. When I post about networking or web design, I am very much putting my own personal spin on things, and that's something that you should enjoy, but it has to be something that also provides value, and that's what you want your brand to be associated with. So know in the beginning, like, what your values are and how do you portray that in everything that is outbound. It's something that's very top of mind for me right now. You want to be authentic, and your personal brand should be a natural extension of who you are, what you stand for. It's not about creating this persona and getting people to follow you just because of you want to look as good as possible. It's about creating something that's authentic, that people are coming to you for. It's about creating content. It's about making videos. It's about experimenting with new things within the brand guidelines that you've created for yourself and building that reputation over time. And I think entrepreneurs and business owners in general enjoy building things. And I think if you're listening to this, you should enjoy building things too. And I think you should view your brand as a way to build, is you view your personal brand as a way to build it, and the actual physical growing corn representation of that is in these metrics like your followers, your new clients, your pipeline. That's how it manifests itself. And the stronger that brand is, the more it eases the friction of all of these things, and it makes it more efficient and effective to measure them as well. So if you have a brand, I've kind of view the personal brand as a way to lubricate sort of all of these other processes. So it's can be tracked by all these key metrics, but it makes your outbound more effective because people are more likely to associate with you. There's consistency there, and that's why having all of these habits, whether it's in person or online, they can associate these ideas with you, and that should be fun for you to build. And I very much enjoy doing that. Is I have my core values. I'm self-aware. I know who I am. I know that I value service, providing value, and building cool things. And if I can portray that in my messaging and marketing to other people, and that's the impression that they get, then I've been successful. And I think you should all enjoy finding those key values and putting them out there to your audience. So there you guys have it. Those are my 3 pillars of marketing and self-promotion to make it not just fun, but ideally enjoyable. It's not a checkbox task. Again, these are how I'm applying it to my business is I'm really taking it on myself to make it sustainable. Like I said, I've had experiences where you feel like you have to get your work out there, and by nature of being a business owner and a service provider, I think all of us just want to help people and we want to make other people the spotlight, and you can do that while being self-promotional. And I think that's a big misconception. So marketing can be fun. It's just when it's associated with that word, it's not always framed that way. So find ways to make it fun. Find methods and modes of content that you actually enjoy. Experiment with different platforms even. Find a way to get yourself out there using these 3 pillars. Again, those are spotlighting others through podcasting, content, interviews, social content, which is literally just spotlight other people and put your branding on it. And the second pillar is to showcase your work as advertisements, sort of James Clear's pillar of build cool things and share them with other people. And like we said, final pillar number 3 is to build your personal brand alongside of your content and marketing. So I hope these 3 helped you guys. If you got any value out of this episode, be sure to leave a like, a comment, and review on any platform you're listening to. I'm super excited to keep pumping out these episodes, and it's nice to have a solo, more laid back one in between some of the more highly produced stuff, because it does take a long time to conduct these interviews, and I have really gotten into creating a valuable experience, not just for the listener, but also for the guest. So that looks like setting up the back end, preparing them ahead of time, and then packaging it in a way that makes it valuable for the audience and also, supports like the things we just talked about, ironically, making it support the business. So that's it for this week. Thank you for tuning in to Entry 56 of the Creative Journal Podcast, and I will see you all next week for another exciting interview. Peace out.